Welcome, everyone. It's a great honor to be with you today. Now, I want you to take a deep breath, close your eyes, and imagine something with me. Imagine a version of you that is free from the limitations of the past, free from the patterns of thought that have held you back for so long. Imagine a version of yourself that is not bound by your old habits, fears, or even your beliefs about who you are. What does this person look like? How do they move through the world? What would it feel like to embody this version of yourself right now? You see, most of us are walking around with unconscious programs, beliefs, and memories that we've accumulated over the years. These beliefs shape how we think, how we act, and ultimately how we experience life. But the truth is, the power to change those programs, to rewrite those beliefs, is always within us. The mind is not just a passive receiver of information, it is the creator of your reality. The problem is that we have been conditioned to believe that the world shapes us, that our environment controls our destiny, and that we are at the mercy of circumstances. But this is a lie. The environment doesn't control you, your mind does. And when you learn to tap into the incredible power of your mind, you unlock the ability to create a new reality for yourself, one that is limitless. Now, what I'm talking about is not just wishful thinking or positive affirmations. I'm talking about the science of transformation. I'm talking about the neuroplasticity of your brain, the brain's ability to change, to rewire itself, and to form new connections. This is not some abstract concept. It's real. We have the ability to physically change our brains through our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. Every thought you have sends a signal to your brain. Every thought you have creates a chemical reaction in your body. These signals are not just abstract electrical impulses. They shape your biology, they shape your chemistry, they shape your emotional state. So, if you're constantly thinking the same thoughts, if you're stuck in the same emotional patterns, you're reinforcing the same neural pathways. You're living in a loop. But here's the good news, you have the power to break that loop. To awaken the power of your mind, you must first become conscious of the unconscious. You must begin to observe your thoughts, your emotions, and your behaviors. Are they in alignment with who you want to become? Are they serving the future version of yourself, or are they keeping you stuck in the past? The next step is to begin creating new thoughts, new feelings, and new actions. Thoughts that are in harmony with the person you wish to become. Feelings that are elevated and positive, emotions that signal to your body that you are already living the life you desire. When you begin to align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with your highest vision for yourself, you start to create new neural pathways, new habits, and a new reality. This is where the magic happens. As you continue to think new thoughts, create new emotional states, and take new actions, your brain begins to rewire itself. You begin to step into the highest version of yourself, and in doing so, you begin to change the world around you. When you awaken the power of your mind, you awaken the power of your potential. And when you awaken that potential, you can accomplish things you never thought were possible. You can heal your body, change your circumstances, and create the life you were truly meant to live. Remember, the power to change your life has always been within you. All it takes is awareness, intention, and the courage to step into the unknown, because the person you are destined to become lives in that unknown. 1. Neuroplasticity is a groundbreaking concept in the field of neuroscience that reveals the incredible potential our brain has to change, adapt, and evolve. It shows us that the brain is not a fixed organ, but a dynamic, ever-changing entity. Every thought we think, every action we take, and every emotion we feel has the power to reshape our brain. This is the power of neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new neural connections, strengthen existing pathways, and even rewire itself entirely. It means that no matter where you are in life or what you have experienced up until this point, you are not limited by your past. Your brain has the ability to start fresh at any given moment. When we think a thought, our brain releases electrical signals that trigger chemical reactions. These reactions travel through neural pathways that form the foundation of our beliefs, behaviors, and habits. Over time, if we consistently think the same thoughts and repeat the same actions, these neural pathways become stronger and more deeply ingrained. This is why habits, both good and bad, can feel automatic. The neural connections become wired into the structure of our brain. The brain, in a sense, learns how to operate on autopilot based on the patterns of thoughts and behaviors we continuously reinforce. However, the beauty of neuroplasticity lies in the fact that we are not prisoners to these established pathways. The brain is capable of change, and it responds to the signals we send it. If we choose to think new thoughts, to consciously change our behavior and evoke new emotions, we create new neural pathways. Just like strengthening a muscle through repeated use, new thoughts can form new connections and begin to overwrite the old limiting patterns. When you recognize that every thought you think has the potential to rewire your brain, you realize the profound impact of becoming more mindful and intentional about your thoughts. If you spend your time focusing on negativity, fear, or stress, you're reinforcing those emotional states and those neural pathways. But if you choose to focus on thoughts that are empowering, positive, and aligned with your goals, you begin the process of creating new connections that support a different way of being. It's important to understand that this process takes time. Just like learning a new skill, rewiring your brain requires consistent effort and dedication. But the brain is incredibly adaptable, and with practice, you can reshape it to work in your favor. This means you can create a new reality for yourself. You can change the way you think, feel, and act. You can rewire your brain to help you live a life of health, success, and fulfillment, not because the world outside you has changed, but because you've transformed your inner world. The power of thought is truly limitless. Every time you change the way you think, you change the way you feel. And when your thoughts and feelings are aligned with your highest potential, you begin to influence your life in ways you may have never thought possible. When you awaken to the power of your mind and tap into the brain's ability to rewire itself, you step into a state of personal evolution. You break free from old patterns, heal emotional wounds, and open yourself up to the endless possibilities that exist in the present moment. The power to create your future is always within you. It is simply a matter of recognizing that the first step toward transformation begins with the power of thought. Breaking free from the past is a profound and transformative journey that requires us to understand the power of the mind and the role our history plays in shaping our present. Many of us walk through life carrying the weight of past experiences, whether they are memories of trauma, failures, disappointments, or even outdated beliefs about who we are and what we are capable of. These past experiences are not just abstract concepts in our minds. They are stored in our bodies, our emotions, and our neurological pathways. The brain has a remarkable ability to record every experience, and over time, these experiences become deeply embedded in our thought patterns, shaping how we see ourselves and the world around us. When we are constantly focused on past experiences, we are unconsciously allowing them to dictate our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. We become prisoners of our past, trapped in a cycle of repetitive patterns that are no longer serving us. We identify with our past mistakes, the stories we've told ourselves, and the limitations we've internalized. We believe that these experiences define us, that the person we were in the past is the person we are destined to be forever. But in reality, the past is nothing more than a collection of memories and interpretations. And while those memories may feel real and present, they are not the truth of who we are right now. In fact, when we choose to keep looking back at the past, we prevent ourselves from fully embracing the potential of the present moment. The energy we invest in past regrets, traumas, or successes is energy we take away from the here and now, where true transformation can happen. To break free from the past, we first need to recognize how it holds us captive. Often, our old patterns show up in the form of habitual thoughts, emotional reactions, and physical responses. If we've been hurt in the past, we may find ourselves constantly anticipating future hurt, leading us to withdraw, protect ourselves, or build walls around our hearts. If we've failed in the past, we may carry a deep fear of failure with us, preventing us from taking new risks and stepping into the unknown. These emotional patterns are deeply ingrained in our neural circuitry, and without awareness, we continue to play out the same old stories over and over again. The key to breaking free from the past is awareness. It begins by becoming conscious of the ways in which our past has influenced our present. When we start to observe our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors from a place of curiosity rather than judgment, we can begin to identify the patterns that no longer serve us. We can begin to ask ourselves questions like, why do I keep thinking this way? Why do I react with fear or anger? Why do I continue to make the same mistakes? Once we've identified these patterns, we can begin to shift our attention away from the past and focus on the present. The present moment is the only time we truly have control over. In this moment, we can decide who we want to be, what we want to feel, and how we want to respond to the world. Breaking free from the past means letting go of the need to define ourselves by past experiences and choosing instead to embrace the possibility of who we can become. This process is not about forgetting the past or pretending it didn't happen. It's about releasing the hold that the past has on us. It's about choosing to forgive ourselves, to release the emotional charge that our memories carry, and to give ourselves permission to create a new narrative. The past does not have to dictate our future unless we continue to give it power. One of the most powerful tools in this process is shifting our mindset. When we reframe our past experiences, we begin to see them not as burdens, but as lessons. We realize that every challenge, every hardship, and every failure was an opportunity for growth and learning. Instead of seeing ourselves as victims of circumstance, we can view ourselves as empowered beings who have overcome adversity and emerged stronger. When we start to look at the past through this lens of growth, we free ourselves from its grip. As we continue to break free from the past, we also begin to cultivate new habits, new beliefs, and new emotional responses. We begin to create new neural pathways that reflect our highest vision for ourselves. It is through this process of conscious creation that we can truly transform our lives. We stop living in reaction to the past, and instead we begin living in alignment with the future we want to create. Breaking free from the past is a profound act of self-liberation. It's about releasing old patterns, choosing new thoughts and emotions, and stepping into the present with a renewed sense of possibility. The past may have shaped who we were, but it does not have to define who we are or who we will become. The connection between the mind and the body is one of the most profound and intricate relationships in human biology. For centuries, we've understood that the mind influences the body. Our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs can directly impact our physical health and well-being. However, more recently, science has begun to uncover just how deep and powerful this connection truly is, revealing a two-way communication system where the body also influences the mind in ways we are only beginning to understand. The mind in all its complexity is not confined to just our thoughts. It is embedded in every cell, every organ, and every tissue of the body. When we experience thoughts, whether they are positive or negative, our brain sends signals to our nervous system, which in turn releases chemicals into our bloodstream. These chemicals, such as hormones and neurotransmitters, have immediate and long-lasting effects on our physical state. For instance, when we are stressed, our brain releases cortisol, the stress hormone, which triggers a cascade of physical reactions. The heart rate increases, blood pressure rises, muscles tense up, and digestion slows down. If these stress responses are chronic, they can lead to a variety of health problems, including cardiovascular disease, digestive issues, and even immune system dysfunction. On the other hand, positive emotions like love, joy, and gratitude can have equally profound effects on the body. When we experience uplifting thoughts or emotions, the brain releases feel-good chemicals like dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin, which promote a state of relaxation, healing, and overall well-being. These chemicals help lower stress, reduce inflammation, and boost the immune system, creating an environment in the body where healing can occur. In fact, studies have shown that people with positive emotional states tend to recover more quickly from illness, have lower rates of chronic disease, and live longer, healthier lives. This mind-body connection isn't limited to just emotional states. It extends to our belief systems and thought patterns as well. For example, if we hold negative beliefs about our body or health, our body may manifest these beliefs physically. People who believe they are destined to be sick or are constantly focused on their ailments may experience chronic pain, fatigue, or illness because their mind is continuously sending signals to the body that reinforce these negative states. The mind, in a sense, creates the reality we experience in our physical bodies. Conversely, individuals who believe in their ability to heal, who practice self-care and cultivate positive thinking, often find their bodies responding in kind, healing faster and thriving in the process. One of the most remarkable aspects of the mind-body connection is the concept of neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself based on our thoughts, emotions, and experiences. When we shift our mindset, when we consciously choose to think in more positive, empowering ways, we are literally changing the wiring in our brain. This rewiring can have powerful effects on our physical health as well. For instance, research has shown that mindfulness meditation, which helps people become more aware of their thoughts and emotions, can significantly reduce symptoms of anxiety, depression, and chronic pain. Through this practice, individuals can not only change their mental state, but also shift their body's response to stress and pain, demonstrating just how intimately connected the mind and body truly are. Another fascinating aspect of the mind-body connection is the role of the subconscious mind. Much of our bodily experience is governed by unconscious processes, which include everything from our heartbeat to our digestion. These processes are controlled by the autonomic nervous system, which operates outside of our conscious awareness. However, our subconscious mind, which is deeply influenced by our thoughts and emotions, can impact this system in profound ways. For example, trauma, repressed emotions, or unresolved psychological issues can lead to physical symptoms such as chronic tension, headaches, or digestive disorders. By addressing the subconscious beliefs and emotions that are causing stress in the body, individuals can begin to alleviate these physical manifestations and create a healthier, more harmonious relationship between mind and body. The more we learn about the mind-body connection, the more we realize that we are not separate entities, but rather a holistic system where the mental, emotional, and physical aspects of our being are intricately interwoven. Our thoughts create our emotions, and our emotions influence our physical health. The way we perceive the world and ourselves has a direct impact on our bodies, and conversely, the state of our body can affect how we think and feel. When we experience chronic physical pain, for example, it can lead to negative thought patterns and emotional distress, which in turn can exacerbate the pain. The same is true for chronic stress or negative beliefs about health, which can trigger a cycle of physical and emotional challenges. Ultimately, the key to harnessing the power of the mind-body connection lies in awareness and conscious intention. When we become mindful of the way our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs are affecting our bodies, we can begin to make changes that promote healing and well-being. This means taking an active role in our health by managing stress, cultivating positive thoughts, and engaging in practices like meditation, exercise, and nutrition that support both our mind and body. By understanding and nurturing this profound connection, we can tap into our body's natural ability to heal and thrive, creating a life of balance, vitality, and well-being. In this interconnected system, we must realize that we are the creators of our experience, both mentally and physically. By choosing to foster positive emotions, empowering beliefs, and self-care practices, we create a healthy, harmonious relationship between our mind and body. When we do this, we unlock the full potential of our body's ability to heal, regenerate, and thrive. The mind and body are not separate entities, but rather two sides of the same coin. And when we align them in a state of balance and awareness, we become empowered to live our fullest, healthiest lives.